what's going on, everyone? Strider back with another episode of Days of Our League, here with Get On Me Gaming.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Going good. How's you doing?
Doing good. How's your week?
It was weeky. Busy, but
Weeky.
still time for some league. You know what's
Punting
good.
noobs.
Yeah.
All day. Alright, so, very proud to announce
Yes.
that tickets for Worlds will be on sale August 15th. That is in 1 week and 1 day. I think it's a Thursday? I want to say it's a Thursday. Yes,
Yeah.
Thursday. Week and 1 day, that's Thursday, because today's Wednesday, as it always is.
You know, math and stuff.
Yeah, 7
Counting
and 1 and 8, yeah. Too many numbers. But I'm very excited. The only thing is that they didn't announce the price for any event.
Yeah. Which is... If you're somebody trying to use your money wisely and you want to set aside this money to pay for this, and they don't tell you, you're kind of like, how much is it going to cost? How am I... Is it going to be like... Am I going to see Kobe at the Staples Center, or am I just paying to go? Why, it's up for, because I honestly couldn't even guess how much it'll cost.
Exactly. It's really hard to gauge it because you have the first part of Worlds is going to be in the League of Legends studios.
Yeah.
Or the Riot Studios. And then you're going to have the Galen Center tickets, which are like full day events, and then you're going to have the best of 5 at the Staples Center. Could they all be the same price? I mean, it may be that I would assume that the finals would be the most expensive, but the Galen Center events
are longer.
It's like right next to the Staples Center.
Exactly.
Literally, it's just like a plaza, and it's an entire day. It's not just a best of 5.
Exactly.
So I don't know how they're going to do that, and I don't know if they're going to do it like a basketball or any other type of event where front row seats are more expensive than upper deck. But if you look at what they had last year for Worlds, because I went to Worlds last year, and you just paid for general admission and you sat wherever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And so we got third row seats. I mean, I was in the press lounge like the whole time,
awesome.
But we got third row seats because we were just there, and we weren't even there super early.
Huh.
We just kind of walked in, and I mean, it's a huge stadium, so we just walked around to the other side where nobody was, and then we sat over there. Oh, okay. Actually, it was like second or third row. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like they probably this year will price it by, I mean, there might be like lower level price and upper level price, because since they did check out the Staples Center, which is a huge place, I mean, you almost feel like they kind of want to move it into that ticket pricing area where the better the seat, the more it's going to cost you. So
and I want to say they might have done upper and lower deck
last year.
I don't remember, since I just got a ticket.
And
that was
just
it. I was like, I don't care. Before they sell up,
give me a ticket.
Yeah, but if you compare it to a BlizzCon or a Comic-Con, like those sell out in the first day they go on sale.
Yeah,
they go out of sale, or just gone. And that's why they had to split up a lot of their ticket sales. They say, okay, this one's going to go on at Thursday in the morning at this time. This one's going to go on at Saturday evening. This one's going to go on like Monday or Sunday afternoon or something like that. And they split up the ticket sales so that if you're working or you're busy, you have an opportunity to still get a ticket without having to just buy one from a vendor or something like that. And so there's no details on here, and I think that's a huge, massive oversight from the entire Riot team. And this is one of the first oversights I've seen from
Riot, as a company.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a huge oversight, because a lot of people, it may not even be that they want to put that money aside. It may just be like, this is how much money I have at the end of the month, so I need to price out a hotel and everything like that. And after the tickets go on sale, all the hotels that are close by are going to be sold out almost instantly.
Exactly.
As well. So you have no idea where you're going, and you don't know what days you're going, because if you only have a certain amount of money, you may only be able to afford the Galen Center stuff.
Yeah, like one
You
day.
may only be able to afford and they're all different days.
Yeah, exactly.
And so,
how long are you going to be staying there?
Exactly. Like can I afford the whole weekend?
Factors.
Can I do a week and get the Galen Center and the finals? There's so much involved, and I don't think they're giving people enough time to go to the site, see the prices, and then add it all up,
Yeah.
and then calculate the hotel costs and rental car, flight, whatever it is, and be able to still purchase tickets by the time they're done with that.
Last season, they had the prices out when they announced the ticket sales. Like,
Yeah.
it was right on the same time. So, I don't know if they plan on releasing the prices before. I feel
Yeah.
like they definitely should, but I hope they do.
They should release it before they go on sale. I
Yeah.
don't understand why they haven't done that already.
Yeah.
I mean, BlizzCon does it forever. They say, okay, these are when the tickets are going to be on sale. These are how much they're going to be. These are the days it happens, and everything. It's just bam,
Get
bam,
ready to
bam.
buy
So
it.
you can plan for it a year in advance.
Yeah.
Because there's some jobs that people have that you have to plan so far in advance because there's either not enough coverage or it's a high demand time.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Or people
whatever.
can request a whole week off of work and then end up only being able to go one day, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, I mean, yeah, hopefully they release the prices soon.
Yeah, it's because it's short notice. When is the final supposed to be? I don't even remember. Yeah, October 4th is the final.
It's a long ways away.
It's a month and a half
Yeah.
from buying the tickets.
I mean,
That's for the finals, though. I mean, September 15th.
Yeah,
so
if
you
you
have
wanna go to the
1
earlier
month. If you're going to go to
stuff.
the earlier stuff, that's 1 month.
yeah, exactly. September 27th is the Galen Center. That's
And sometimes you need more than 1 month just to request time off
Yeah,
at your job.
it's true.
Or you need exactly a month. So you can buy tickets and request it off,
Yeah.
and then you have to wait for the approval and hope you get it. And if you don't get it, then you're like, well, I guess I can't go.
what do I do with these tickets now? I feel cheated on.
Yeah, so I really think that was a poor decision. And maybe I'll talk to the guys about it, because I can still talk to Nick Allen. He may be able to share some form of information.
Insight, let you know.
Yeah,
That'd be
if
nice.
that was planned or not.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he'd at least tell me if it was supposed to not be there.
Yeah.
I don't know why nobody's talked about this yet.
I know.
I haven't heard
feel like
anybody talk about it. I feel that that should be
usually it's
what
common
everyone's talking
knowledge.
about.
Like, when you release the dates, you release the prices for the dates.
Exactly.
Like, kind of go hand in hand.
Purchase link not available yet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. But either way, we're going to go on to the next topic, which is the patch 3.10. And we're not going to go over the patch notes because they're everywhere. Everyone talks
Everybody
about
knows
them.
them.
And it doesn't matter at this point because it's out. Whatever, who cares? May do some PvE stuff in the future, but right now we're talking about it being used for Worlds because I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be used for Worlds.
Yeah. Basically, this patch, there was a couple of bigger changes to champions than they might have expected. As we all know, Twisted Fate is a very, very popular champ.
Ooh,
Played by
especially in Korea.
Koreans love Mr. Twisted Fate.
So pretty much everybody in
Yeah, I mean,
Southeast Asia, or just Asia.
it's just
in
a
general.
great pick for a team game because of his
Yeah.
global presence. And
his
this
global
recent patch, the global went down a little bit.
Or
So-
completely.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean,
So he's a lot more selfish now.
yeah, exactly. And we saw a rather large drop in the win rate,
Yeah, for solo queue,
For
his
solo queue.
win rate went down by 5%.
which is big.
Just for changing that.
Yeah,
and
and
I
he-
wouldn't think it would have gone down that much. And I don't think
Yeah.
Riot anticipated either, because if you have more gold for yourself
You would
and you're
think it'd
split
be
pushing the whole time,
up.
you're going to be just bam, 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 bam. And he was really powerful for his ganks. And honestly, getting 200 to 300 extra gold in a game, yeah, I mean, it's a ton of wards for
Yeah.
80 carry, or maybe, Brawler's gloves or
Yeah.
something. It's not, you don't get that much gold. I mean, yes, it is gold, and you can get to some of those really powerhouse items a tad bit earlier.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I never thought it was game changing.
I think because they also added a little nerf to his pick a card, which
That's true.
he can only lock his gold card for 4 seconds now instead of the 8 or so that you could have gotten it before.
Yeah.
And it kind of destroyed his lane presence a little bit. You can't just sit there and bully people now anymore.
Yeah.
And I think it was the double nerf that kind of
That
caught
would
people
make
off
sense.
guard. So you're hurting your team by not having the global gold anymore, as well as your lane presence goes down. So a couple things that kind of...
Yeah, that and teleporting takes, 3 seconds? Ish? Or
yeah,
is it 2?
I think it's 2
It's
or
2.5 or
2.5.
3, something like
yeah,
that.
I think
Yeah.
it's 2.5 maybe.
I mean, it takes a while, and if you can only hold that gold card for 4 seconds,
it's going to be about timing.
You're
now.
not. Yeah, that's extremely difficult to be able to pop your ults and then look at the screen of where you need to be,
Fucking
teleport
multitasking.
as well as picking your card.
Yeah.
You almost have to wait until you teleport because
And
you have 4 seconds to pick your card, and then you have 4 seconds with the
if your
card.
TP
It used to
isn't
be 8
perfect,
and 8.
you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, you're gonna have to flash instantly.
Yeah.
And
Because
that, I don't know. I think it was a little bit too much. I think if they
Yeah.
put it up to 5 seconds or reduced his teleport time, maybe.
yeah, by 0.5 or something like that, I think that could work too.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the only one with a big change. Mr.
Yeah.
Master Yi with the rework.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's kind of
Fucking Master Yi.
scary now. Like,
Yeah, he's.
But do you think? I don't see him being played in competitive LCS games because. I mean, there's certain times where he could be.
I will agree with that because I mean he was rarely used to begin with,
Yeah,
and
it was as AP.
yeah, and he wasn't used when he was overpowered as AD either,
Yeah.
except for in the jungle, and he was good for ganking because he had that Alpha Strike, and he could kind of provide a lot of tanking on the tower with his meditate.
Yeah.
But since they kind of nerfed meditate a little bit, and I don't think he's going to be jungling because he doesn't have much jungle sustain,
No.
especially after they buffed the jungle so many times.
Especially in the meta now where it's pick your tanky guy, dive towers.
Well, it's pick a wave pusher.
Yeah.
Is
that's
really
true,
what
too.
it is, because that's why you have Susan and Zach
Yeah.
always.
And I mean, even then, like, if you compare late game Yi to late game Zach or Susan or Jarvan or
Yeah,
they're just 100% different champs. Like,
exactly. I
and
mean,
then
Yi's
some.
over there just having a seizure on the tower.
Yeah, just
And then,
and there isn't really a, I don't know, place for him in the meta right now. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
because I love Master Yi. He's fun to watch and he's fun
Yeah.
to play. He's just like
fun to backdoor with.
Yeah, backdoor, fucking Q everywhere. Like,
I think it'll be okay. I
Yeah.
don't know if anyone will try it.
yeah,
It's
I'd
way
like
too early
see
to
it.
tell. I would definitely like to see it because he does have the attack speed buff with Highlander. He can push towers like a fucking boss.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really don't see it turning out horribly for him. I just
No.
don't see it really doing all that good. But in solo queue's win percentage went up by 5%.
Yeah, going back to the solo queue, he got a big solo queue buff. Which,
Yeah, and that's a lot. I mean, to put this in perspective, there's tons of games played every day and every
Yes.
hour. So I mean, granted the patch has only been out for a day or two, but
Sorry.
seeing a 5% increase in win percentage is massive, especially when you get a rework and you go from 7% being played to 23% being
yeah,
played.
the percentage.
You're gonna have a lot of people that have never played Master Yi before,
Mhm.
so you have beginners, like a flood of beginners. That's 4 times of what the
Yeah.
original amount was. And you have a ton of beginners, yet the win percentage still went up by 5. So I'm really worried about.
when people get better with
his,
him. Like,
Yeah.
oh gosh, yeah.
I'm a little bit worried because when they typically do changes and nerfs, buffs, things of that nature, there's a 1 to 2% swing
Yeah.
in getting better or worse in solo queue typically. And for the most part, they do a great job at keeping it at that. And I
Yeah.
think that's perfect. That's right where it needs to be because they don't want to do anything drastic. But clearly that didn't work out too well for Twisted
Yeah.
Fate and Master Yi. I mean,
One thing I do want to point out is that Master Yi went from about a 47 to almost a 52. He's just under 52% win rate right now,
Yeah.
which isn't like one of those champs where you're like, oh my god, he's so broken, 57% win rate or whatever.
57 is
Yeah,
really high.
57's like
Yeah.
old Rumble where it was just like fucking shat on people. But
90% old Zinja.
yeah, and so I mean, around 52's high, but it's not like completely obscene. There's still champs that are higher than him. But
Not
Twisted
many.
Fate went from like 51 to just over 46. Is that? Yeah, that's rough. Like, you do when the aim is to get around 50%, obviously,
Yeah.
and going from 51 to 46 is a little bit bigger change than
Especially when
I
you
think
have
they expected.
the only people that are still playing it are the diehard Twisted Fate fans.
Yeah, exactly. Pro Twisted Fates, and there's still a low win rate. I don't know. Maybe the Koreans are still just like, it doesn't matter what
Yeah,
you
'cause
do.
I don't know if these stats are specifically just for
NA,
NA or
yeah.
not.
Huh.
Yeah, the data covers previous 7 days.
Doesn't say.
And it's all from LOL King, so LLking.net, and I know they do have information from all servers.
Yeah, maybe it is all servers,
including Brazil and everything. So it's possible.
Wow.
It's very possible.
Yeah. So if this is the patch they use, I expect to see a little bit less Twisted Fate bans and Twisted Fate picks.
Yeah, right. I mean, right now the highest win rate is 54.5, and that's Janna.
She's always
so cute. But Janna's so good.
She's so good. No matter what they do, she's gonna be good. So.
Yeah, when I was starting Climb Up the Ladder in season 2, I just played Janna, and I had like an 80% win ratio, and I don't even play support.
Just like Janna.
Oh well, this is easy.
Poor Olaf.
Yeah, Olaf's at 40% win rate.
Still.
They're still working on the buff though. They're still working on the change.
Poor Olaf.
Why is LeBlanc they're the bottom?
They nerfed her.
Dude.
It accidentally nerfed her.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still yet to lose a LeBlanc game. I mean, my LeBlanc's so good. Her level 2 damage is so good.
Everybody praise Stone over here for his godlike LeBlanc plays.
Yes, nobody knows. Even Civ HD promotes LeBlanc. Me and Civ HD.
Civ HD.
Fuck you, Ocelot. Yeah, I know. Take you to juke school. Yeah. If you play her right. Anyway, yeah, we're getting sidetracked once again. But a lot of people are saying that the new patch and a lot of the changes that happen passively, despite champion changes, it's going to be the downfall of Cloud9. Now, I'm a big analytic guy as far as watching the games, and I don't necessarily watch it for entertainment purposes. I do it more for understanding the game more in depth, because that to me is entertaining to
me. You get more enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, I get more enjoyment for understanding it and being able to beat people in discussion as far as what I think is right.
Yeah.
So I'm an asshole like that. Because
I like to win.
Because I like to win. I can't win at the game, so I just win in the arguments.
Win in debates.
Exactly. Debate Club 2012.
So Cloud9, I think in a little way, this will be a nerf to their overall team play. But at the same time, I think Cloud9 is still going to be Cloud9. I think that...
Why do you think it would be a nerf to their team play?
Because their strat literally is switch, play hyper-aggressive early, take those early towers, take early dragons as much as you can, and it's going to be harder for them to take those towers. And with the change to the jungles as well...
All right, before you go on to the next section.
Sorry. Okay, it's all part of their gameplay. Oh, they're just...
They do have a global gameplay just like that. They are very hyper-aggressive with the switch. But now a lot of people are saying the 2v1, the pros are saying the 2v1 is basically useless because it's very difficult to take down that first tower.
Yes.
But if you recall back before the hyper-aggression days, there was the lane phase is very important. Mm-hmm. So if you take Cloud9, since the towers don't do additional damage, they just have more armor.
Yeah.
Cloud9 can still be hyper-aggressive, send somebody back. They can push it to the tower, let the tower push all the way back, and they can just take advantage of laning phase. I mean, they've always already taken advantage of lane phase.
Yeah.
They just ended it so quickly and got to that mid-game and late game quickly, but all three phases of their game are so powerful. Now I feel that it's going to be much easier for them to snowball. The only reason they were pushing it so quickly and so hard was because other people were doing it and they had to do it better.
Yeah.
But now, if they can stall it out like an old-style CLG, which is easy but still have that hyper-aggression, they'll just tower dive and then move to the next lane, tower dive, move to the next lane, tower dive, and they can start just picking up kills and shutting the entire team down from experience and gold while they still take complete advantage of the entire map.
Yeah. And like
it takes so long to walk from your tower or from base to your tower. So long.
Does.
Even if you don't get the kill,
you're just like
it's actually after 3 minutes, it's better to die. Like between that 3 and 10 minute mark, it's better to die than to sit there, recall for 8 seconds,
and then
heal in the fountain for 8 seconds, and then walk back.
Wow.
Because you spawn faster.
Your death timer shorter, and you're at full health.
And you're at full health.
Huh.
And you have time to shop without just sitting there if you need more time. Most pros don't need that, but just in general, it's like anything below 7 minutes and above a minute, I think it's that swing. It's basically better to die, besides the gold boss, of course.
That's interesting.
But strictly time and experience-wise, it's so much better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not really going to be their downfall at all. I think they'll find a way to change their strat just a little bit and work around it. I think they'll be fine. They're obviously just solid players.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're so reliant on their strategy right now that it's going to mess them up at all. I think it'll just be, if anything, like you said, they'll be able to just kind of bully lane even more now and prevent experience. Because, I mean, what they did before was 2v1, dive, kill the tower, put their 2 back in bot lane, and they'll have an advantage, a gold advantage, so they have nothing to really worry about.
Yeah.
Now they're just going to have to stay top a little bit longer.
Or they're going to do 2v2s.
Yeah.
But they never lost lane to begin with. Even if it was a 2v2, they never really lost their lane. So
True.
I don't see anything changing. I really don't. They're still going to win their lane. They're still going to be bullies. They're still going to be hyper-aggressive.
Yep.
And they're going to do it with just the same attitude.
Cloud9 fashion.
Yeah. Just going to send them back, take dragon, and then keep going.
Yeah. If anything, the only difference I can see is maybe this could be a little bit of advantage for CLG, who does like to extend the game as long as they can.
Yeah, because in my opinion, it will obviously extend laning phase
a little bit
past that 7 to 10 minute mark.
So maybe it'll help teams that do like to play later game comps a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see. Cool little change.
Do you think it will actually destroy the 2v1 lanes?
I don't think it will.
Have you experienced the new patch with the armor and everything?
I've played a little bit of it, and
how big of a difference is it?
It makes a big difference for pushing down the tower, but 2v1 lanes used to not be about pushing down the tower. It used to be about preventing somebody's CS.
Shutting down that one top
Shutting down the top laner. So I don't think this will really stop the 2v... I would love to see more 2v2 lanes. I think they're much more exciting than the 2v1 lanes, because get to see plays, 3v3s on bot, which is super exciting. I think some teams will kind of say, okay, let's just 2v2. I like our bot lane chances better, maybe like a CLG, who very confident in their bot lane skills.
Yes.
So they might do it.
Maybe?
Yeah. Hey, maybe. So, yeah, I mean, I think some teams might stop. It'll be interesting to see, because honestly, I'm not the one to make a call for these types of teams. I don't play bot lane enough to know switches and stuff.
No, that's
I'm
true.
a mid laner here, everybody, so.
Oh, you're mid laner too? Oh.
Yeah, I play mid lane and jungle and stuff.
Gotta play LeBlanc, man.
Only LeBlanc.
LeBlanc only mid. LeBlanc or AFK. But, yeah, I don't think it'll destroy 2v1 lanes at all.
No. In the
I think it'll
be
pretty much the same. It'll extend laning phase. It may be more of a variation between two and not a guaranteed 2v1 lane.
Yeah.
I think it will alternate between based on the factor of, do we really need to shut down this top lane?
Yeah, exactly.
And so hopefully we do see a lot of variations between it. It's always nice to see more strats and new strats.
Definitely.
The other thing that could potentially be a factor in this is the fact that Korea won't be playing on this new patch for a while.
Yeah.
So Cloud9, who has Alex Penn as their analyst, watches every Korean game in OGN, all those things.
Definitely.
Watches China games, the Garana League, everything in Asia. And he kind of just does analytics and figures shit out.
So it might affect...
It may affect that,
Maybe.
but at the same time, I don't know. I think they're on solid enough ground where they can still recover from it.
Yeah. I think they're in a good position right now, and they definitely do get some of their strats from the Korean scene and stuff like that. But I think they've also kind of formed their own little way that they play that they're so confident in now.
They put their own flavor on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it. So I think they should be even solid despite the changes.
Exactly.
Nothing to worry about with Cloud9.
Then everyone else has to worry about the same changes.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like it's...
It wasn't
just that.
only their strategy that was doing 2v1s or stuff like that. Yeah. Everybody was doing this.
Exactly.
And they were just the best at it. So...
Yeah, and I think they'll be best at everything else, too.
Yeah. I don't think they have much to worry about.
Yeah, me either. But on the topic of C9, I mean, there seems to be a lot of people hating on them or, like, just being overly jealous about them.
Yeah.
They're talking about, like, derailing the hype train. And, like, first of all, I don't think there's a hype train anymore because...
They've kind of proven themselves.
Yeah, it's not hype when it's already there. And there's no drama around it. They have no storyline because they just win all the time.
Yeah, they're just like...
It has nothing to do with... There's no hype train anymore. It's just, wow, these guys are good.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not really too much discussion about them and Worlds, which is a little odd because right now they're guaranteed first place or first seed
Yeah, they
into the
can't
playoffs.
lose it.
They can't lose it at this point. It's basically impossible.
Set in stone.
Yeah, and it's. Yeah, I really don't see. I mean, they'd have to lose all 6 games, and then Vulcan would have to win all 6 of their games, and they'd be tied for first.
Yeah, which isn't gonna happen.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
be
just
honest.
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
Very slim chance. It
Yeah.
could.
I mean,
It could. Vulcan's good. They could potentially win all
They
6
could
games.
win all 6
But
games.
I don't think Cloud9 will lose all
that's
6
the
games.
real factor.
Yeah.
They're gonna win.
I don't see that
some.
happening.
But I mean, I don't, like you said, there's nothing really to hate on about Cloud9 at this point. They're gonna come, they're gonna do their thing, they're gonna show just how strong they are. I think if anything, it is the jealousy factor that people are like, why is my favorite team TSM finally being derailed from the NA scene by this team that's just like absolutely smashing on everybody? Like
Exactly.
last week's match between Cloud9 and TSM was not even close.
Not even
Like,
close.
it was just.
It's like, wow.
I think Reggie was the only one who maybe tied in lane, and everybody else just got
Yeah.
outplayed, which is
It's like a 10K gold deficit at 20 minutes or 25 minutes, which is
unbelievable.
unrecoverable.
Yeah,
He's just not going to do anything about
not even
that.
close. So
Yeah, but people are saying Sneaky Castro is the weak link.
I think Sneaky is the most important player on the team, honestly.
Yeah, he's definitely. I don't see him as a weak link at all.
No.
And they're like, well, he doesn't play hyper carries. And I'm like, well,
That's
you're a
kinda
fucking idiot.
Why he's good? He does what these other 80 carries are doing
Without
like playing the hyper carries and getting the gold that.
Yeah. Because there's benefits.
CLG uses.
There's benefits to playing hyper carries. There's benefits of playing the regular carries.
Yeah.
Like he may not play Tristana, Vayne, Kog'Maw, and those guys of that nature, and he played a lot of Draven when
Yeah.
Draven was completely overpowered, and now he's playing a lot of Ashe.
Yeah.
So right now you're seeing a lot of their team comps being like Ashe, Zyra, Zac, who goes there mid? Zed usually, and
Yeah.
then Rumble top. If they give Balls Rumble, first of all, if you're giving Balls Rumble, you're an idiot and you're
Stop.
going to lose.
Don't
Like
do
it's
it.
just gonna happen.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but like they have so much kiting potential within that team,
yeah.
but it's still enough damage.
Exactly.
So it's like they have that perfect ratio where they're always going to have AoE. Granted, it's not the, Karthus, Jarvan, Kennen,
Yeah.
like press R and everybody
Totally
dies,
retarded AoE
but they
guys.
have regular spell AoE.
Yeah.
So it's just a consistent amount of decent damage.
They play
It's not a
people-
burst of AoE damage, but it's just like she can throw out volleys for days, and then
Yeah.
Zyra's plants, and then constantly slowing, and then the Stranglethorns to follow up with it. Zed can go in and assassinate somebody, but he can still get out with his clones. And then you have Rumble, who has Equalizer, slows everybody, is electromagnetic harpoons, and then just AoE flame spitter.
Yep.
And it's just so much consistent. Like you can't really split apart from that
Yeah.
because if you're grouped up, you're gonna die. If you split up, they're gonna pick off 2 or 3 of you because there's so many slows and so
Exactly.
much CC. And then they can just take an objective or 2 or 3.
Yeah. Whatever they want to do.
Exactly. And
The way that they work is they like playing the comp you said is a comp where they plan on winning lane phase. They plan on it because if you're behind, sometimes Ashe arrow into a Rumble ult might not be as strong as you were thinking, and you get the fight turned on you. But they're already
Yeah.
so far ahead that they want to play these hyper aggressive. We can AoE or pick you off one by one because we're so far ahead in lane phase. It doesn't matter what we do.
yeah, exactly.
So the way their picks combined with their playstyle are just perfect. Sneaky going back to him, he likes playing these team helpful members like an Ashe where he can throw in an arrow and volley and help
Exactly.
kite for the people that also have gold. You don't need to be Vayne, lock on one target, change to next target.
And he doesn't need to have the most champions killed because people were saying that he doesn't have the most champions killed
He doesn't need
in
to.
LCS. Exactly. Who
He
cares?
doesn't need to.
His
Like,
KDA is still highest. I mean, he has the 3rd highest KDA, but the 3rd lowest champions killed. But the thing is those may not sound impressive, but there's only 8 teams.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like some people's AD carries, literally, or marksmen.
Marks.
They're marksmen. I totally forgot about that.
That's an 80 carry.
We're trying to make it. We're trying to make it work.
Yeah.
It's really hard. But so their marksman is their team, like CLG. They have double lift, and they're like, okay, we centralize our comp around protect double lift. Of course, if you centralize them around the AD or the marksman, he's gonna have a higher KDA because you're focusing on protecting him and you're focusing on feeding him kills. 100%. You're not focusing on just winning.
Yeah, killing the enemy team.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, get this guy so he can't kill the enemy team. And then, like, Ash, if he hits Mr. Double Lift over here, your fight's over. Like,
yeah, exactly.
If he
especially if you have, like, Rumble and Zed in there.
Yeah, there's
it's like
no way
done.
you're getting out. So.
Done. And, like, Zac and Nasus. I mean, Nasus kiting people. It's just...
If Sneaky would die, it's like, oh, hey, the rest of our team has just as much gold now instead of only you. So...
But again, it also comes down to lane pushing at the same time.
Yep.
Because all those champions have AoE abilities that can push waves. If they just group up and push a lane, it's like they use one spell and the wave is clear for them to just auto-attack down the tower.
And then you wait for one mistake, boom.
Yeah,
C9
and
kills you.
It's really not difficult to do.
Yeah.
And they just found that perfect happy balance between the good ults, the useful ults, as well as really... Instead of focusing around ults, like the AoE composition
like it used to be,
and the
like...
poke composition, they do more what person has the most valuable spells overall.
Yeah. That kind of combination of...
They took how people thought about supports. They're like, okay, well, we like this support because they bring all this to the team.
Yeah.
And now they're using that mentality and applying it to every single champion instead of just support.
Really one of the only people that plays kind of these... I mean, obviously everybody plays Sona, but you really don't see many Zyros nowadays after a while, and he plays her extremely well because he loves the AoE factor, the pin factor, more crowd control out of the ult. Just a lot of different things that they can bring to the table with these... And she's a lane bully, which they love.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I mean, their playstyle and their champ picks just coincide perfectly and they work well together, so there's nothing to worry about with them being overhyped or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't see it happening at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I think whoever's jealous of Cloud9, yeah, you should be jealous because they're fucking good.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah. Baller's gonna ball.
Yeah. Seriously. So goes the thug life of C9, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. But with their Korean attitude, or Korean-centric attitude, which a lot of people like to say, yes, their mindset. Are we going to see any form of difference between other NA players or teams and EU teams when you bring in the fact that Machinima Versus and OGN are getting together to make a 10-part web series about the Korean players?
I think, I don't know, it may be eye-opening for a few teams, like... say CLG. Keep going back to
I don't think it'll be eye-opening for CLG.
Yeah,
they were in
I
Korea. They know a lot
They
of
know
those
what they
teams.
want to do.
Yeah.
But
They just
like
can't do it.
I don't know. True. I think it's a very cool thing that's happening. I think it's good for people like a casual player to be able to see the new Korean LoL scene, because a lot of times it's the time of day when they play at doesn't really coincide with OGN's at what, like 6 in the morning for us, 5 in the morning.
That. It's earlier than that. I think it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
for us.
it's ridiculous.
That's when it starts.
Yeah, so it'll be good that people can just kind of say, oh, so this is what it's like playing League of Legends over in Korea, rather than just kind of only being used to the North
But
American
I think it'll be a lot less of their how they play. I think it'll be more of their lifestyle.
Yeah, which is also interesting.
It's a completely different lifestyle over there.
League is taken so on a different level.
Yeah, I mean, people say, a lot of teams say they're like, yeah, we practice 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, and like the Korean people, yes, they may practice the same amount, but they do it in a completely different fashion.
It's very serious.
Yeah, because, they do everything. They change the temperature in their apartment, they change out their gear, they change out everything to account for every potential factor. They focus more on playing consistently than learning new things.
Yes.
So if they say, hey, you've done this right 5 times, and then you messed up. Why did you mess up that one time but not those other 5 times? What was the different factor? What is messing you up? Oh, I was, tired that day. Okay, well, clearly you didn't get enough sleep, so we're going to put you on this sleep schedule. Oh, I ate something weird and my stomach was bothering me. Okay, you're not allowed to eat that anymore. Eat that. And they just have basically personal trainers, like life coaches and they have PR people, which I don't really think works because most of the Koreans are really cocky or whatever, which is fine. I don't mind it because I think it's funny. But at the same time, I mean, they have these people that pick apart every aspect of their lives, find out everything that's wrong. But the thing is, the Korean players I wouldn't necessarily say put their egos aside, but they're really open with their teammates and their managers and say, hey, I did this wrong because of this, this, and this. They admit to their mistakes, they own up to it, and there's honor and respect to that. And NA players do not do that.
Not at all. You see more blaming others than committing to yourself.
Yeah, and it's fine to blame others because the Koreans do that too. They're like, hey, you messed up here, and here.
As long as you
they admit the mistake, and as long as you know your own mistakes too. You're
exactly.
Like, you may have done this, but I also did this, this, and that.
Yeah.
So this clearly wasn't all your fault, but you need to work on that because that's what I saw, and whatever.
It's more you're open to accepting, I don't want to say criticism. In a way it is criticism, but advice from your teammates rather than
and it's not even only the teammates. I mean, usually almost every team has 2 or 3 analysts and coaches, managers. They have people that, I mean, their managers shop for them.
Yeah. It'll be cool to see how these people live and see what's variation from, I want an EU one now too, to see if it's how all 3 different people live and see what the difference is between how good these players are. I think
it's just a completely different aspect, and people may not understand, or people may be like, no, those are just rumors, but take it from me. I mean, I did a lot of the professional Counter-Strike stuff, a lot of it, and when I was doing it, I mean, we live in Arizona, so it's really hot here almost all the time, and I used to have LAN parties in my parents' garage. Oh god. And so what I would do is sometimes during the summer, if we were practicing, I would just open the garage, have no AC on in there, and it would just be 110, 120 degrees, and that's how you practice, dripping sweat, trying to get stuff going. It's so hot, but you have to prepare for everything, because what if AC goes out at a tournament? What if it happens?
Yeah,
then everyone's thrown off except for you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, well, I'm used to this. Or you would play in your room, play with all the lights off, pump up the AC or pump it down, I guess, to 20 degrees, so you're freezing, and you're only in like your underwear, and so you're like freezing. But you learn how to play like that, so you know how to warm up your body. Your body kind of adapts to it, and it doesn't throw you off guard, because most tournaments are fucking ice.
They're so cold.
Ice.
Everything's so frozen.
Everything.
It's like
you see people, and people have like 5 sweaters on trying to.
That's why you see the players all have shirt, jacket, jeans, shoes, everything.
It's everything, because it's so cold, especially those soundproof booths.
Yeah.
It gets super loud, and it's the same thing. I mean, you have to learn how to play in different scenarios, like playing with 4 lights beaming on the monitor.
Yeah.
Just to create a really fucked up glare, so you know how to work around it. Yes, it's going to piss you off, and you're going to make a lot of mistakes when you start practicing like that, and it's going to enrage you. But then once you come to acceptance, you're like, why can't I just fix it? It's out of your hands, because it's part of the organization does that, so you can't always fix it. And you just have to, you have to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yes, exactly.
And that's really what it comes down to, and people don't do that. They're like, okay, I want to play in my comfort zone, I want to play with my gear, I want to play with my chair. If anyone touches my chair, if anyone adjusts the levels of it, I'm fucked, You can't be like that, because if you're like that, you're just going to lose at every LAN tournament you go to. You may be great online, but you're going to suck at every LAN tournament you go to.
You got to make your zone everywhere.
Exactly. You have to broaden your horizons, I guess you could say, when it comes to your zone.
Yeah.
And that another thing that people just don't do. And I really hope they go over a lot of that stuff in this web series. I don't know when it's going to be released. I don't know if they actually said it. I don't think it's said. It was just a tweet from Ryan Watt. Machinima Versus is partnering with OGN on a 10-part web series showcasing some of South Korean's brightest LoL players. So it literally may just be the players. Yeah. And it may have absolutely nothing to do with that stuff. Players. But it would be awesome if they did.
Yeah. Who knows? Excited to see what it is.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Speaking of Koreans, a lot of people are still wanting CLG, Azubu, and EG to move away from Azubu TV.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of Korean players that are on Azubu TV. There's no you can't subscribe to the channels. You don't get notifications when they go live.
I don't think it's just as well run as it could be, and people don't like that at all.
Yeah, they take the notifications for granted because a lot of people may find it annoying because I know I have some friends that I just follow on Twitch because to give them followers and stuff like that, but I don't really watch their stream too much. That and they stream during the day when I'm at work.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but they take so many breaks because they're not professional streamers, so they'll play for an hour and then get some lunch and then play for 2 hours and then, go out and then play for another hour or two. And so I'll be at my work and I'll get 6 or 7 different emails just saying they've gone live. And it does get annoying, so I understand it, but it should still be an option to turn it off because people want to know when their favorite players go live, especially the Korean players that are on Azubu TV. Definitely. The Korean LoL players, the quality is fucking amazing on Azubu TV. Nobody's saying it's not a good quality stream because it's the best quality stream. It's better than YouTube 1080. It's like borderline 4K. That's what it looks like. It's just
like, oh my god,
pixels everywhere.
Gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, and I don't know. There's some features that just aren't there.
Yeah, exactly.
And they need those features. It's the same thing. They blocked it from all the APIs, so you won't even check in your stream browser if they're live, and then so you are literally forced to go to Azubu's website if you want to see those select 5 or 10 players.
Yeah, that's
if
the
they're
thing.
live.
They don't even have a bunch of people.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of people, and the people they have are professionals, and the professionals are scrimming 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
So you really have not a lot of time to catch them streaming, and you don't know when they stream because it's different every day. They're in LCS, and
it could be better ran.
Yes.
It's the end gist of things through that. And
exactly. And they need more people streaming on their service. That's how they will get people.
Yep.
So if they expand it out a little bit, I like the fact that people that stream on there are the premium streamers.
Yes.
But they could get more premium streamers.
There are tons of good streamers out there.
Yes.
Wings of Death, before he broke his hand, he's not a pro player, but people loved his stream. They absolutely loved it. Great advice. He's informative. Yeah. He's a nice guy. He likes to have fun. And it's almost like, why not just pick up a guy like him?
Yeah, or even Guardsman Bob. Why not
Guardsman Bob, exactly. Great streamer, so well ran. People love him. And I'm sure he would love to just have a steady way to kind of, say, hey, let's make a deal.
Exactly.
I don't see why he went like that.
It's one of those things I don't think I'll ever understand. They better have something coming soon. Same thing I said last week. They better have something coming, or they are going under, and they're not going to happen.
Lots of people saying, hey, why not just
give it the ads.
It's so easy to just add a couple features, honestly. Like, say, hey, follow this guy and get an email.
Yeah, it'll take money, but they have to program it, but it's not difficult. And in my opinion, it should have been done before it even got released.
True. It's just one of those things.
One of those basic features. Yeah. It's not an advanced feature. It's not something special. It's not something new. It's something that every streaming service has, including YouTube.
To see, oh, hey, I got a new... it's common sense, I would think, to add something like that.
Exactly.
To be able to know
especially if they're looking to compete or even take over Twitch. Like, there's absolutely... At this point, they're so far below, it's not happening.
Twitch is just so big now. So big.
Yeah, but Azubu's quality is infinitely better than Twitch.
Yeah.
I love Twitch, don't get me wrong, but...
Let's combine them into something great. Twitch features with Azubu quality. Yeah,
if you took YouTube and added chat, that would be the best streaming ever. That would be the best streaming ever.
The pause, rewind.
Yeah, I love the pause, rewind feature. It's fantastic. But that's going to be it for today's show. You have any shout-outs?
Feel free to follow me on my stream, GetOnMe_gaming at Twitch TV. I'll be playing a lot.
Here.
There it is. Thank you. Boop, boop. And make sure to follow Mr. Strider.
The list.
Yeah.
The list.
The trips.
Yes, so definitely follow me on Twitch. We are going to go live this weekend with another drinking game. I think we're going to play Cloudberry Kingdom.
Oh, God. While drinking? You're going to be like, fuck this game!
That's the point. I pitched the idea to a couple of the guys, and they're all they look at the video because nobody knew what it was. It's an indie game.
Yeah.
So people look at the video, and they're all no fucking way. There's
like,
no fucking way.
God.
And if you haven't seen the trailer for it, go watch it. You'll be highly entertained just by watching the video, and definitely tune in. I think we're doing it Friday. We may do it Saturday because we typically do it on Saturday, but we may do it Friday because there's a lot of stuff going on this Saturday.
Gosh.
So it will definitely be interesting.
That's
Make
hilarious.
sure to keep in touch with that, and it's going to be freaking hilarious. We'll probably give out a couple Steam games. I do have a couple Steam games that I have to give. I don't know. I don't remember which ones. I think one of them's BioShock.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll have to check. I know, there's got to be some inventory. Steam inventory. Yeah, I have Magica and BioShock that I can give away. And then a 10% off coupon for Toki-Tori 2, which is also a fantastic game if you like those games, the platformer puzzle games. But Magica's good, BioShock's obviously good, and Toki-Tori. So tune in, we'll do some giveaways. And yeah, until next week.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys.